Carly, and I'm back again with another review. So we are moving on through our Spider-Man No Way Home figures, and the next figure that everyone voted to see was our Doctor Strange, which is really no surprise because of the crazy awesome role that he played in the No Way Home series. But in addition to this, with Multiverse of Madness coming out as the first movie really in the next generation of the MCU, he's sort of leading the charge as far as what we'll be seeing in our future adventures. They're all going to start with Multiverse of Madness. And believe it or not, there are right now currently 3 Doctor Strange figures, all of Benedict Cumberbatch, in stores now. So there is this No Way Home Doctor Strange, there is a Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange, and there is a Spirit Doctor Strange from the Multiverse of Madness. So I haven't picked up the Multiverse of Madness figures yet, but I'm going to because it'll be interesting to see what the differences in these 3 figures are. And since we're going to be probably seeing a lot more of Doctor Strange coming up in the MCU, it'll be interesting to decide which one of these figures will be the best one on the shelf, since they're all coming out so incredibly close together. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and take a look at our Stephen Strange. Now, as I said, with him being playing such a huge role in No Way Home, and also with the Multiverse of Madness coming out, it's really no surprise that our Doctor Strange has an absolutely stacked accessories pack. So with this figure, you are going to get the Cloak of Levitation, you'll get a set of hands with his magic circles, you will get the Eye of Agamotto, which is removable, and then you will get 2 additional sets of hands besides the magic circle hands, which we'll take those off in just a second. But we've got sort of some general casting hands, and then some more aggressive casting hands. These also might be able to be a little bit more casual on the side. We'll go ahead and take off the circles, but we will take a look at them because they're pretty detailed. So each of these has the actual, this is going to be kind of hard to get focus on, but the mandala that is inside of them, it's a little bit hard to pick up, but the detail on these circles is absolutely incredible. So I'm really, really impressed with the accessories pack with this. And again, as I said, with him playing such a major role in the MCU at this stage in the game, being the end of sort of the first generation and moving into the second generation, it's no surprise that Stephen Strange is getting such an awesome pack. But what is interesting is the amount of detail that is also going into all of the aspects of his costume, which, interestingly enough, Stephen Strange wouldn't be the character that I would think would have the most detailed costume pieces of all of our superheroes. We have much more traditional heroes in this line. We have our Miles, we have 2 different Spider-Man figures. Just in general, the superhero type costume is usually a lot more dynamic and stereotypical than just sort of a cape and a tunic. But when you look at this costume, there is detailing in every single element. There is texture in every single element. He has his arm wraps. These are actually a different color than the tunic itself. He has his leather waist wrap belt, which is braided, comes with a pouch, and just really detailed. There's a nice silver clasp here. We've got the patterns detailed into the Cloak of Levitation, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this actually fits beautifully because it rests over his shoulders here, and you can see the gold detail, and also pegs into his back with patterning carrying through to the underside. So from every angle, you're getting texture and detail on his cloak. Again, as I said, the Eye of Agamotto is a removable piece, which is amazing, and also incredibly detailed. Now, this is a really tiny one. It's going to be kind of tough to get in there, but you can see there is just an incredible amount of detail that goes into it, even into the actual cord that it is on. It's painted different colors with different textures and different metal elements that go with it. So this is an incredibly detailed pack of accessories on a very incredibly detailed action figure. which is really surprising and pleasantly so. He's got everything that you see on the character in the movies, and it's really, really well executed. You guys already know what I'm gonna say about the hindrance of the overlaying tunic. However, this tunic is slit like this. So we do get a little bit more movement than we might normally with an overlaying piece like this. But you're mostly gonna see Steven standing or maybe levitating or maybe sitting cross-legged, maybe meditating. So he isn't physically dynamic in the way that we normally would want our action figures to be. I can't think of a scenario where I would pose him in a really dynamic action type pose. Really, he would always be casting. So again, you guys know that I don't like that, but for this character, it really doesn't matter because I'm not gonna have him leaping and jumping around the way that I would Spider-Man or some other more acrobatic character. So just to get that off right off the bat, I think the articulation is gonna be really, really good. I wanna look again and show you the detail that carries through his waist wrap. It's really, really stunning. And the facial sculpt on these, again, I feel like in the last couple of years, we've really just turned a corner to where we're getting excellent, really true to life, accurate facial sculpts 100% of the time. And I'm really, really impressed with this one. I also really love that they went ahead and did a little bit more painting detail on the hair to give him his graying temples, which traditionally, as I've said in the past, we haven't gotten a lot of high and low lights and detail into the hair, and we've been seeing that. So it's really exciting to see this come together this way, just visually, just with the sculpt, the pieces that come with it, the texturing and the detail. 100%, I think this is one of the most fantastic figures. So when we're looking at the articulation, we're not going to get anything unique or special, but nothing also hindering the head. We don't really need anything unique or special there, but we are getting a really, really great lift in the arms, and his torso is a lot more flexible than you would think it was. So while we're not getting a really like defined ab crunch, it has this nice like ball joint feel where you can get like a nice like rolling movement. He looks like he's swimming, but you can see what I'm saying. So it's a really nice like sort of 360 type of movement that comes from the center of the abdomen, which is really effective and really great and can give you as dynamic a casting pose as you could possibly expect to get. So I really love that. Then when we're looking at the rest of the articulate points, we're getting the usual run-of-the-mill. We've got the shoulder turn, we've got the bicep turn, a nice bend in the elbow. The arms are obviously what we're gonna be mostly worried about with Doctor Strange, and these are great. Again, I'm just so impressed with the detail that goes into the arm wraps, the paint work that's done here, just giving it depth and life. So the arms are great, the abs are great. We don't have a turning waist, but we do have a turning waist, I'm sorry. It's under the belt, so we've got that. We're not gonna get any type of really lift in the thighs, but he does actually have a thigh turn. So you can turn his leg out. I mean, it's still the same articulate points. They're just a little bit hindered because of the tunic overlay, but he does have the thigh turn. He has functional bending knees that actually work in spite of this overlay. He's got a boot turn, which makes up for a lot of what we lose in the hip, and then a fully flexible functional foot. So I have to say, looking at this figure, playing with it, and just admiring, you know, the artistic quality on it, this is a really amazing Doctor Strange figure. I'm really excited and pleased with the accessories pack. Having 3 sets of hands, having his eye of Agamotto looking so beautiful. It's actually much easier to look at on him than it is in front of my hand. So having his medallion, the Eye of Agamotto, being removable is fantastic. Having the Cloak of Levitation being removable and so finely detailed is also fantastic. because you know it's sort of a living thing. So I love the way that it's sculpted in such a way that it gives it the personality that you feel when you're reading the comics or watching the films. I think they really capture that with this particular sculpt and piece. And for once, this is the type of cloak that it really makes sense to have it be this vinyl piece, so they can sort of sculpt that personality and attitude into it. And I think they capture that really effectively. Like if he were on his own, he looks like a living thing the way that it does in the comics and the movies. So it's really spectacular. And again, with the magic circles, we're getting so much fine detail sculpted into every element of them, just like in the original comics, and also like they've done such a brilliant job of in the movie. It's a little bit disappointing to not get a sling ring with this. I feel like we should have gotten the sling ring. It played such an integral role in the film No Way Home. And I also think it would have been really nice to get a portal that was a little bit less dense than this. So this is like an actual casting, and then there's like the open portal, and I think it would have been nice to have a portal to go with it. These are very minor complaints on a figure that is absolutely spectacular. Now, the next thing that I'm curious about is looking at these Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange figures. So we've got, again, 2 more that are in stores today. And after looking at this one, I'm going to do my best to get my hands on both of them and see, ultimately, once and for all, which of these 3 current Benedict Cumberbatch MCU Doctor Strange figures are the best. And if you guys have any, I would love to know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And as soon as I gather them all, we will do sort of a live stream comparison in addition to regular reviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at Doctor Strange. I think this is a wonderful figure and definitely worth getting and having in your collection. Now, whether it's the best of the 3 on the market, we'll find out very soon. But as far as being a part of this Armadillo set, it's definitely worth it, and it stands great right up next to our Miles. All right, so that is our second figure in the Spider-Man No Way Home series. The next figure we're going to be looking at is the black suit Spider-Man. That was the one that was second most requested when I posed the question the first time. We'll be taking a look at that tomorrow, and then I will ask you guys in the comments below to let me know what you would like to see next. I hope you're having a great day. Bye, friends.